FlygonHG once told me, no, screamed at me, that I suck at Pokemon. And honestly, fair. But to prove him wrong, I agreed to his cursed idea.
Hey JP, I heard you suck at Nuzlocke. So what you're gonna do for your very first one is I'm making it even harder. I'm gonna ban half the decks. You only have half the encounters. Good luck, you're really gonna need it.
A hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Black. Half of the Pokedex, gone. And the scariest part, this is my first blind playthrough of Pokemon Black. Yeah, that's right. If I run into a banned Pokemon, tough luck. Every route is like playing the lottery, except instead of winning money, I'm just praying I don't land on a banned Pokemon and get absolutely nothing. Thanks, Flygon. Love you, buddy. I was blessed with legal starters. I grabbed Tepig, my fiery little pig, and named her Tsunade. She looked at me like, don't screw this up. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I could promise that. Route 1 gave me Hinata the Lillipup, my good girl, my emotional support pupper. Patrat was banned, which was perfect because if I had to use one, I think I just reset out of shame. But before the first badge, I have to fight my rival N. Basically Sasuke if he wrote slam poetry at local coffee shops. His purloin went down to Hinata, and for the first time I thought, hey, maybe I actually won't embarrass myself this run. At Dream Yard, I got Neji the Pansage, rounding up my entire squad. I walk into the gym feeling good, too good, which usually means I'm about to get humbled. Cress leads with Lillipup, and Neji comes in clicking Vine Whip. We pop a few orange berries, then the potion gets popped, and now my stress levels are popping. I could hear Flygon laughing in the distance. But with one final Vine Whip, Cress's Panpour collapsed, and the first badge was mine. One gym down, and I haven't lost anyone yet. Maybe I can be good at Nuzlocking. Wellspring Cave did give me Sakura the Ragnarola, and Route 3 gave me this cute little Pidove I named Guy. They both become such key parts of this run for different reasons. These two pickups end up being extremely crucial. N shows up out of nowhere again, asking questions about truth and ideals, and I was just thinking, buddy, I barely know how to manage berry usage. Please don't put philosophy on my plate right now. He still demands the battle and his team falls like dominoes. I brace for Gym 2. Lenora. I jump into the fight and her Herdier smacked Gamabunta the Timpul so hard that I thought I was about to witness my first funeral. My heart's racing, so I pivot to Sakura, who tanks like a champ. Rock with feet, please don't die. You're all I have left. I managed to get Tsunade to come in and finish Herdier with arm thrust, and Watchdog followed soon after. Badge 2 is now secured. Walking out though, I did have mixed feelings of dread and relief. If her Herdier is able to hit that hard, what the hell are the later gyms going to do to me? Pinwheel Forest was basically a trainer boot camp. By the time I fought the Plasma Grunt with the Stolen Skull, I was on autopilot. Then Route 4 gave me Kakashi the Sandile. One look at him and I thought this guy is either going to die instantly or sweep the entire game. There will be no middle ground. I strut into Castelia City and ride into Berg's gym with confidence. His Whirlipede falls instantly to Tsunade's Flame Charge. Then Dwebble came out, eats another Flame Charge, and Berg's Livani hit the field like maybe I stand a chance. Nope. With all the speed boosts under my belt, Tsunade turned into a race car and one-shot that leaf. I was hyped. 3 badges down and I'm still alive? This isn't me. Who am I? Then comes a small little wall in the run. Elisa, the electric queen of Unova. The reason why half of us quit our first black and white Nuzlocke. But first, my encounters. Up on Route 15, banned. What about Route 16? Banned. I swear I could hear Flygon laughing again. At least Lost Lorn Forest gave me Son Goku, the Panseer. Too bad I have this really bad feeling that he's doomed to die before being useful. Before Elisa, N runs up and challenges me again with a Sandile. I lead with my Sandile, Kakashi, who stacked Moxie boosts like a madman. By the end, his team folded, and I sit back like, alright, this Krookodile is officially the chosen one. Then came Elisa and her gym. Her 2 Amoonguss and Zebstrika are a stuff of nightmares. They just love to cycle Volt Switch and it drives me crazy. I toss out Sakura, praying Rock Blast won't miss. Volt Switch kept whittling me down over and over again until eventually Zebstrika got scary close. Hyper Potions flew out, then the first misplay of this run happens. Son Goku gets tossed out into Volt Switch and then falls into the afterlife. Rest in peace, my little monkey. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. But hey, at least you looked adorable while dying. In the end, Sakura pulls through, and the 4th badge was mine. But I'm walking out of this gym with my hands shaking, realizing something very terrifying. I only have 6 usable Pokemon left. This is where things are getting real. If I misplay again and lose another Pokemon, that's the end of this run. After all that, I'm actually very uneasy. Still 6 Pokemon left, half the Pokedex banned, and then Sharon shows up on Route 5 like, hey, let's battle. Bro, I just buried my fire monkey. Read the room. Then a man named Alder appears, who's apparently the champion of Unova, and he decides to flex by having me battle with 2 toddlers? Really inspiring stuff, man. Thanks for showing me that the guy I'm supposed to dethrone plays peekaboo with kindergartners. In Driftvale City, it was colder than my win-loss record in Showdown. Don't ask about it. In the icy grass, I caught Rock Lee the Timber, big arms and a bigger spirit, and above the city, Eno the Carablast. All right, my squad's looking a little bit better, I think. What's that? What did you say? Team Plasma had taken over the cold storage? Me and Sharon head down to cold storage, steamroll Team Plasma, and the gym leader Clay picks them up and just lets them escape. I literally just did your job, cowboy. What the hell was the point of all that? Well, it's time to get my revenge on Clay for wasting my time. Clay opened up with Krokorok and Gamaboon to the Timpole, erased him with Muddy Water. He sends in his Palpitoad and I let Neji come in with a Seed Bomb to one-shot it. Then comes out the terrifying ace, Excadrill. My heart sank. This thing could literally end the entire run here. It's got very scary moves, insanely strong stats, and most importantly, it's a damn mole, and I'm scared of moles. Excadrill rock slides Neji into the red, but Neji, still clinging on to life, gets a Leech Seed up. With Leech Seed on and draining it slowly, I pivot into Rock Lee, who eats a crit rock slide, stood up bleeding, and then low kicked Excadrill into the dirt as revenge. Badge 5 secured, 0 deaths, and my confidence is fully restored, baby. On my way to Chargestone Cave, Bianca stops me, hands me Fly, then I take another step, then Clay comes up and gives me Bulldoze. What is this, Christmas Day? And the second I walk into the cave, 3 edgy ninjas, the Shadow Triad, popped up to talk about Destiny like they were auditioning for Organization 7. Inside, I nearly stepped on a baby Joltik, but you know, I apologized and caught it and named him Shikamaru. Lazy, but secretly a genius. I get lost at the cave, but I finally make it to the end and find N, who challenges me again. His team right now consists of Boldore, Joltik, Ferroseed, and Clink. If you look at all these Pokemon, they have a pretty common weakness. So I lead with Kakashi, who went absolutely nuclear with Moxie boosts. 1 dig and then Bulldoze spam to sweep. I lean back like, all right, maybe I am the chosen one, but I can't take it easy yet. A single mistake, 1 false move can cause a massive downward spiral. This is giving me war flashbacks to my monkey. Plus, this is all new territory for me. I don't know what big fights are ahead. I'm finally out of the cave and make it to Mistralton. There I find Madara the Litwick in Celestial Tower and Tamari the Fungus on Route 7. I strut into Skyla's gym with Sakura evolved into Gigalith, and let me tell you, Sakura is not messing around anymore. It's like the time skip when she got super buff from training with Tsunade. This Gigalith's about to hit like a truck. Her Swoobat? Rock Slide. Swanna? Rock Slide. Unfezit? Guess what? Rock Slide. Badge 6 was a sweep and probably the easiest thing yet. I walk out thinking if Gigalith dies, I am dying with her, damn it. On Route 7 and Twist Mountain, they gave me nothing new. I see banned encounters everywhere, and I also see Flygon smirking at me in the distance. Screw you, Mati! I'm heading straight to Icarus and fighting Bryson now. His ice types are a little scary, but I think Tsunade the Emboar has some other plans in store. The typing of this gym is not really the big problem for me. It's the move Swagger. Increasing my attack stat by 2 stages and hitting myself with Confusion, that's a recipe for a wipe. We go into the fight and Vanillish falls to Flame Charge. Beartic, how about a Heat Crash? And then finally, the problem. Bryson swaggers me, and I think to myself, this is probably it. I'm about to watch Tsunade punch herself to death. I take the risk, and Tsunade, the genius pig, hits through Confusion and flattens Beartic with its fat butt. The last Pokemon Cryogonal came out, and I'm just laughing at this point. I switch into Rock Lee, who low-kicked this thing into oblivion. 7 badges down, but I know from here on out, the story is not going to let me coast any longer. Dragon Spiral Tower was next. Team Plasma Grunts promised I'd see something I'd never seen before. Aliens? Government secrets? The photo of FlygonHG in a onesie? Nope. Just Tobirama the Golett. I guess I'll take it. At the top of the tower, I see N, who's bonding with Zekrom like he just adopted a rescue puppy. He turns to me and declares that he'd become champion, and if I want to stop him, I need Reshiram. He flew off. Now I'm officially Naruto chasing Sasuke across Unova. I'm told I need to head to the desert resort, so I go over there and trip over a Darumaka. I'm pissed, so I capture her and name her Karen. I guess that works. Every other encounter there was banned, because of course it is. This challenge is driving me crazy. I need Pokemon. Then it was finally time for the 8th gym, Drayden and his dragons. Dragon these nuts. I was nervous, and that's when disaster finally struck. In the gym puzzle, one of the traders killed Guy the Unpheasant. My Route 3 bird gone. I froze. How am I losing one of my OGs to random gym trainers? If this is how it is now, what's Drayden gonna do to me? The battle finally begins. I lead with Tamari the Fungus and decide to toxic his fracture. Dragon danced 4 times. 4 freaking times! My palms are sweaty, my knees weak, arms are heavy, but I throw Sakura in and then rock slided it into the dirt. A very scary Druddigon was next. And the reason why it's so scary is because it has the move Revenge. But because I'm able to attack first, Sakura killed it before the punishment even lands. Then comes out his ace, Haxorus. We get some hits and Drayden pops a Hyper Potion. But with Kakashi out, Foul Play is hitting way too hard. Using your own attack stat against you, Haxorus, how does that feel, buddy? Down it goes, and badge 8 secured. But this time, I actually don't feel good. Not after losing Guy. How much harder are the trainers ahead for me? For the first time in this run, I actually feel like I'm not gonna make it to the end. If only I had, half of my other encounters. 8 badges, half the decks banned, rivals defeated, and I finally stand at the gates of Victory Road. And I'm thinking to myself, if I choke now, this entire series is going to be one long blooper reel. Because goddammit, I spent way too much time on this video, so please like and subscribe. I have a lot of other Pokemon content coming out. The guards flash my badge one by one, and I strut through those massive gates feeling epic. But I'm also thinking, what if this is the last time anyone's ever seen my team alive? I head over to Route 10 and I find Asuna the sock. No, not a sock that goes on your feet. More like a fighter who's ready to punch you like her namesake. But honestly, at this point of the run, I don't even know if I have any use for her. Every slot on my team has to be perfect and thought out. Inside Victory Road, the encounters did not care about my nerves. A steel ant skittered into my path, and I caught her and named her Shizune. But all I could think was, please don't let me rely on a literal dumb bug. I actually don't like Durant, guys. The trainers in Victory Road weren't playing around either. Every fight chipped at me. Every crit sent my heart into overdrive. I kept muttering to myself, don't choke, play it safe. But there were too many battles and too many instances that got too close. After a few hours in Victory Road, I finally reached the exit, and I'm sweating like I'd run an actual marathon. At the league gates, I stopped, look at my team, and bask at the 6 warriors who have made it this far. Rock Lee, Tsunade, Tamari, Madara, Ino, and Kakashi. We've come too far to lose now. Let's finish this. Right now, I need to lock in on Chantel, the ghost specialist. I know she's trying to ruin me. She opens up with Kafagrigas, who is a unit of a lead. Beefy and with a stupid ability, my answers aren't the best, but I send in Kakashi anyways. And with Foul Play dealing massive damage, we're able to take down the coffin while also dodging the Will-O-Wisp. Her Jellicent floats in next, and this thing is normally a nightmare wall, but I swap into Tamari, who's my mushroom tank. She eats Shadow Balls and just sits there like, yeah, I'm a mushroom. What are you gonna do about it? I actually switch into Ino, who takes down the Jellicent with Iron Head. Chandelure finally appears. Scary, terrifying, and way too fashionable. I predict Psychic to come out, so I swap into Kakashi, who dodges it perfectly. I slam Foul Play and watch Chandelure drop. Her Golurk lumbered in, but it was just another victim to Foul Play. With the first Elite Four member down, I put a crown on Kakashi's head and give a little pat on the back to Tamari. But we still have 3 more members to go. Grimsley's team has a lot of power behind it. With Scrafty, Krookodile, Liepard, and Bisharp, their attack stats are pretty up there. I need to be careful with each step taken in this fight, or else I could lose a Pokemon pretty easily. He leads out with Scrafty, and I lead with Tamari. I Toxic Stall until Scrafty crumbles, and then Liepard comes out and tries to fake out. But I switch into Ino, who eats it and laughs it off, and responds with a X-Scissor, which one-shots the freaking cat. This bug is actually built for this fight. Krookodile came out next, and I'm honestly scared. One stab Earthquake could ruin me. But Rock Lee steps up, flexing his giant arms and legs, and low kicks Krookodile into the ground. Finally, Bisharp comes out, and I swap into Tsunade. And to be honest, I've completely forgot about Aerial Ace. Watching the super effective move hit my lovely pig made my heart stop. No, no, no. She lives. Oh my God. I pivot back into Eno, who clicks reversal and somehow ends it. I am so thankful that Earthquake didn't crit me and that reversal didn't crit me either. Grimsley's now down, but my heart rate is very up. 200 beats per minute. Somebody call FlygonHG. I need a doctor. Oh, sorry. Somebody call Flygon MD. I need a doctor. See, that's a good joke. With my heart pounding the way it is, it's time for a break. Honestly, Caitlyn is a pushover, guys. I'm not scared at all. Psychic types versus my squad of bug, ghost, and dark types. This is gonna be some easy money. She leads with Reuniclus and Eno one-shot with X-Scissor. I'm grinning. A critical hit? Of course. Simple bug privileges. Gothitelle? Another crit. What is happening? First it was Kakashi earlier, now it's Eno's turn for some spotlight. Sigilyph comes out and actually survives a hit. So I switch into Madara and Shadow Ball spam until it's gone. Musharna waddled out and Kakashi comes out cleaning up with Shadow Claw. No deaths, no scares, and my heart rate is now back to normal. Honestly, this felt like a filler compared to Elisa. But from the easiest fight to now the hardest fight, fighting type Pokemon, the bane of half of my team. Remember when I said Grimsley's team hits hard? Well, Marshall's team, on the other hand, hits even harder. He leads with Throw. I dodge the first Bulldoze with Madara and then begin the Flame Burst spam until I swapped into Rock Lee to flex on his cousin. Hammer Arm, boom. His first Pokemon is down, but the issue is next. Conkeldurr came out, and this is the one Pokemon I fear the most since it has an answer to most of my team. There's really only one way to get past this super strong wall, and that involves a mushroom named Tamari, who comes in and clicks Toxic, and tanks and tanks and keeps tanking like the champion she is until his HP bled away. This mushroom has carried harder than most legendaries nobody at me. Sock appeared and I whispered, please don't crit Stone Edge, please. I swap into Rock Lee, who eats the hit, respond with Hammer Arm and KO the heck out of that Sock. And finally, Marshall's Mienshao comes out. I know for a fact it's gonna click High Jump Kick, so I read the attack, swap into Madara, and watch as Mienshao whiffs and slams into a wall. I laugh my ass off because I'm feeling pretty good about this read, and then switch into the final kill. Marshall's defeated. The Elite Four cleared. My team somehow still alive, with a few close calls, but the real storm was coming. I now have Alder in the champion fight. Wait, what the hell is going on? What is this chaos? Castle walls are erupting around the league, and now N appeared? Smug as ever? With a Zekrom at his side? This is the Valley of the End. Naruto versus Sasuke. Me versus N. To my surprise, Alder's not the champion of this run. It's actually N. He starts off with Zekrom, and I lead with Kakashi. If you think about this, it's not really a fair fight. Just look at the base stats of that giant dragon compared to my little gator. But the reason I'm leading with this croc is because Kakashi has one move, Foul Play, which was perfect for this situation. Thanks to Zekrom's massive attack stat, we get to use it against itself. Zekrom clicks Giga Impact, which connected one time, but Kakashi eats it like the tank he is, and with one more Foul Play, we watch Zekrom fall. The gods are now on my side. And now throws out Vanillux with Frost Breaths incoming. I swap into Madara, who Flame Burst incinerated the Ice Cream Cone. Seriously, you think an Ice Cream Cone's supposed to threaten me, buddy? Caracosta, one of the coolest fossil Pokemon, comes out next, but Tamari has a 4x super effective Giga Drain, knocking out his Sturdy and watching the turtle fall the next turn. Then the twist happened. He throws out Kling Klang and I toss out Tsunade thinking Flame Charge would one-shot it, but it actually was his Zoroark. This could have been a bit of a problem if I played it a little differently, but thankfully I was doing enough damage to take it out in 2 hits, and then the actual Kling Klang came out and the same result happens. Finally, Archeops comes out, the scariest thing alive thanks to its ridiculous ability. Acrobatics hits Eno, and I'm screaming, this is it! This is the wipe! But Eno, my bug queen, hung on at 11 HP. She fired back with Iron Head. When I tell you this is the luckiest part of the entire run, this is actually the luckiest part of the entire run. And drops to his knees, and I sit there with my heart racing, realizing, oh my god, I actually completed this Nuzlocke. And that's until I found out that the real final boss, Getsis, comes out. So you're the one pulling all the strings behind the scenes, huh? Taking advantage of this young kid. You're Orochimaru in this story. He leads with Cofagrigus, and Kakashi one-shot again with Shadow Claw crit. Every time, Kakashi. And then comes out the big scary dragon Hydreigon, the monster, a run killer. I sent Rock Lee in, and thank Goodness, Focus Blast misses. I jump with joy and watch as Dragon Pulse lands. Hard. Somehow Rock Lee survives, low kicking Hydreigon straight to the face as we watch it collapse. The dragon is now dead and we're alive. Bouffalon enters and this thing is hitting harder than a truck. Eno switch in, takes massive damage but refuses to die. With a +2 Iron Head, Bouffalon goes down and this bug is somehow immortal. Getsis Eelektross comes in strong with Wild Charge right into Madara. I start panicking and swap into Kakashi, who tanks the crunch and responds with a foul play. This move is OP. Seismitoad came in, and I throw out Tamari, who Giga Drained it like a champ. Bisharp followed, but honestly, Tsunade Flame Charged it to hell. And then silence. I sit back in my seat. My hands are shaking, realizing that the reverse Snaplocke was done. Against all odds, I had beaten the Pokemon Black Hardcore Nuzlocke with half the decks banned. FlygonHG could stop bullying me, and me, I could finally say I beat my first Hardcore Nuzlocke. This was some of the most fun suffering I've had in years. And I sincerely want to say thank you. Thank you to my friend Mati, also known as FlygonHG, for allowing me to use his original idea. This video wouldn't exist without his help and also with the help of my friend Maximino. Please check out FlygonHG and his videos as he was a huge inspiration for this challenge. And if you enjoyed my suffering and love Pokemon content, please drop a like, a subscription, and stick around. I've got a lot more Pokemon challenges on the way. Bye, guys.